I made the motion to demolish the building. You guys want to go that route or don't you?
Second.
All right. You want to have a discussion on it?
Yep.
Go ahead.
All right, as far as quit using the building, it's been used all along because we've had stuff stored in it.
Whatever.
So we have not quit using the building. Second of all, come up with a price of approximately $4,200 to tear it down. I came up with a price from an Amish group that's willing to rough the building for nothing, labor cost wise, material wise, is $1,600 to $2,000. And then I've actually had some individuals expressing interest in renting it for storage, which are we exempt? Are we not exempt from some of the zoning issues being a township?
Explain to him that we're not exempt. We're exempt if we use it for our own application.
The township is exempt for their own use.
Yes.
Okay.
But, okay.
I'm sorry, go ahead.
Look it up.
So if you want to remodel the building and rent it, we can't do that. If we were going to move our equipment back down here and start working on it again, it would be fine. You want to do
Well,
that?
actually, according to Mr. Maduri, we can do that. And the other thing is I went to the open house in the health department and was asking questions down there. And their opinion was that most likely there's contaminated soil in and around that building, in which case Jack said multiply it times 10. So that could conceivably cost the township up to $40,000 to tear your building down. And I'm not saying that is so, but I'm saying that is a distinct possibility.
Absolutely could be uranium under it too.
There could be whatever under there. I talked to a structural engineer about coming up to look at the building. You expressed the fact that you had no interest in that, but it would be $200 to $400 to have a structural engineer take a look at that building and give us his opinion and a professional opinion of whether the building is usable or not, or structurally sound. I believe it's structurally sound. And again, according to Mr. Maduri, we could rent that building out if the township no longer has use for it, is what he told me. And with that in mind, you've got 3 bays in there, and you could probably get a couple $100 a bay per month, so you've got a potential of $7,000 income a year on that building. So it is an asset to the township, not a liability. And it's all possible, so they have to do some more checking, but to me, the way things are going, we can use any income we can get, and if we could see it between $7,000 and $8,000 a year come out of it, it'd be a heck of a good thing to have. So what?
Uncontaminated ground.
Yeah, if the ground's contaminated, we should find that out.
It is what it
right
is.
now.
Well,
What you think?
it can be tested. If it's undisturbed, usually they don't, there's supposedly not a problem with it. There was another situation where I was told that they actually ended up pouring a concrete slab over the top of the area that was contaminated, and that solved the problem. And that was, I can't think who told me that now, but there actually was the funeral. They get into a building like that, and to solve the problem of contaminated ground, they poured a slab on top of it, and that's pacified EPA. But regardless, if we get into this thing and you start tearing things down, the health department is obligated to call the EPA and get them out here and take a look at that, in which case it could get very expensive. So my opinion is the building is an asset. We have rental potential. It could be an income property for the township. We rent this building out. I don't know why we couldn't rent that building out.
Well, that's why there are 3 people on this board. You're entitled to your opinion. Mr. Truss, you have any more input into this?
If it's contaminated, it's contaminated. We open up a can of worms here, it is what it is. You can't rent that building out and have somebody go in there and store things or anything that's open to liability. And throw more money into it to get it tested, and et cetera, et cetera. It's not a good building, there's no doubt about it. It was put up after World War II. Harold Hoskins got the trusses and stuff from the arsenal, and it was just put up a bunch of volunteers. That's all it was. There was just a barn there. Jay Pixley told me what was there. It was just an old barn, and Garland Randall told me that's all they had at that time. And you understand the times back then, and it is what it is. There was no restroom facilities there. We moved for a reason.
I agree.
And it's unusable. It's totally unusable for our equipment, even the backhoe. That's what the gutters are smashed. The backhoe can't fit in there. I mean, it's just,
They had
To
the
me,
backhoe
it just
in there
needs to
all
go,
winter.
that's all to me.
And they had the backhoe stored all winter in there this year.
Okay, we're hashing over the same old thing that we've
Right,
always had.
that's over and over.
All right, call for a vote.
Okay, there's a motion on the floor. Mr. Matava, how do you vote?
Yes.
Mr. Leonard?
No.
Mr. Turles?
Yes,
Motion
All right.
carries.
I will investigate the possibility of what it'll cost to get a demolition permit for that, and we'll see about moving forward with the demolition.
I think our guys can do it ourselves.
You think so?
You betcha, don't you think, Chuck? The new excavator, that's what it's meant for.
Well, I think, I don't argue that point at all. I just think that we may need to rent a larger piece of equipment for the initial demolition. Chuck, do you have any idea what a larger piece of equipment would run us?
Let me ask a question here. Talking like 20,000 pound machine,
Yeah, with steel tracks.
steel traction, probably at 600 a day.
Okay, so for another 600. The county engineer, when they demolished their old salt shed up on Infirmary Road, they did the work themselves. They rented a machine and they did the work themselves. I agree, that's something that could be done. I think maybe we should investigate the possibility of renting a larger machine to do the initial demolition work. And then I think with the equipment that we have, we can clean the rest of it up. Do you feel that way, Chuck?
It could be done.
Okay, yes, sir.
Can you ask the county for help?
In what? In bringing up a piece of equipment?
Yes?
The only problem is they don't have their own track equipment, they had to rent one themselves.
Well, I thought they had one.
All they have is road time equipment. So, I'll go over and talk to Randy at the building department about a demolition permit and see where we're at with that. Other than that,
Should I contact Ohio or something?
yeah, have the powers returned, yeah, have it cut off and get our last bill out of that. And, to that end, do you have anything, sir? Do you, Joe?
Yeah. Just one last word on that. I still feel that's a part of township history, and I think it's a sin to tear it down.
Take some pictures of it.
Picture. That's uncalled for.
No, you want to say it?
Pixley Park, that's, don't go there.